This March, Bitweight celebrates strong women, and today we have Jen Ramachandran, who is a co-owner of Resonant Solutions, the company that provides technology and business solutions to small businesses. Hi, Jen. How are you doing today?
Hi, doing great, thanks.
It's really nice. It's so nice having you today. And our first question will be about International Women's Day. That was 2 days ago. What does this day mean to you? What is it about?
Well, International Women's Day is a time that reminds me to celebrate the great contributions of women in our society. Often we just forget, we just do day in, day out, we do our thing, but we don't pause to really recognize not only what other people are doing, but what we're doing as well. So I like the fact that there's a day that kind of brings all that to mind.
Mm-hmm. So what has been your greatest achievement of all time?
So I guess you could say that my greatest achievement has been to have a grant proposal portfolio worth over $1 billion. But I tend to look at people over things. So people are more important than things. And so I would say what's even more important than the numbers is the people that have been impacted. Mm-hmm. So that would be families and students, communities, universities, colleges. Like there's a lot of people that have been impacted by the work that we do. And to me, when I look at that, I would say that is actually the greatest achievement. What's motivated me to achieve this, though, honestly, if I could just be really honest, is really discovering the love of God, because that literally changed me. And it changed how I see myself. And that allowed me to change how I see every person I meet. So now I look at everyone with potential and every situation with potential. And I get the privilege now of working with people to see what seems impossible. I help them achieve it.
Okay. Oh my God. All the answers always are so inspirational. And I'm just like, I should go. I should do something right now.
What do you want to do?
Stephanie, let's start the podcast. I mean, we were talking about this last week. Like, we are having lots of interviews with great women now. And we were like, maybe we should start a podcast, or, you know, like just a small thing about that. All right. What about challenges and hurdles? Tell us about a little bit more about your hurdles of like the greatest hurdle of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was thinking about this as well. And, you know, I can honestly say that my greatest hurdle has been me. Okay. So growing up in my early years, I used to think that if I was a man, I would have more opportunity. If only I was older, I would have more opportunity. If I had some gray hair, honestly, I used to think that if my name was easier to pronounce, I would have more opportunity. Or even if I got a PhD, and I would really believe that these things would help me be more successful. And then I studied the people around me, and I realized, wait a minute, some of these people have none of these things and they're still successful. So it helped me realize that it's actually what I bring to the table that helps me be more successful. Right. It's about developing myself and really understanding who I am and what my skills are and all that. So it came down to my mindsets, what I thought about myself. And I kept myself in this little box to say what I could and couldn't do. And once I started dealing with those mindsets, I realized that that little box was actually very fragile and it could be broken easily. And I did not know that. And so after dealing with those mindsets, it enabled me to step into areas that I never thought were possible.
That's cool. I mean, I like this fragile box thing. And Stephanie, we should highlight this.
I know. I think most of us, they go through the same thing growing up, right? Because
it resonates with me.
Yeah, the society puts it in your mind in a way, you know, where if you achieve certain things, that means you have achieved greatness, but not really, you know, pushes you into developing your skills or your personality. I think it really resonates with most of us.
Yeah.
What we don't even realize what we think of ourselves and how that can just hold us back.
Oh yeah. And then you're just like, Oh my, I spent 5-10 years thinking about,
decades.
Decades. I can do this, I can do that, but I can.
You can. Why not?
Why not? I mean, I should try. At least I should try.
Yes, agreed.
So Jane, what would your advice be?
Can we pause one moment? Would that be okay?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry. My eye.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
All right, okay. So speaking of advices, like what would your advice be for women who are looking to start their own business, or probably looking to venture into the tech industry? What would your advice be for them?
Yeah, well, advice, first thing would be to surround yourself with people that are ahead of you, people that you want to aspire to be like, or gain skills people you admire, or people that are known in industry. A lot of people really want to help others. And even, I've found myself amongst mentors and coaches that have helped me tremendously. No matter your industry, wherever you're going, it's really important. And this is going to sound like one of those wooden boards that you put in your family room, with all the rules for life. But it is really important to know yourself. That's I think one of the things. You don't want to try to be like someone else. So stepping out, know yourself, be your unique you. I think that's really important. Developing yourself. That's super important. Don't just stay in one spot and be happy with what you know or have learned.
Right.
Trying new things, that's super important because it's going to stretch you and feel very uncomfortable, but it will, but it will actually allow you to realize, hey, I have so much capacity and potential that I'm not even tapping into. And there's so much world out there for me to explore. So that's important. And I would also say, doing things with excellence is really important, because if you want to get into any industry, you want people to come to you and trust that what you're going to give them is good. And so having a reputation for excellence is actually key. And I would say really on the softer side about not forgetting the important things in life, because it's easy to go so track on career and this and that. And then you think in the back of your mind, oh yeah, family's important and people and friends and actually not burning out. All those things are important, but we sometimes forget what we have to do to maintain those things. So staying connected with the people you love and remembering what's important in your own life, that's super important.
That's right. I agree.
Yeah. And that life is short. So really get perspective.
Life is short.
Life is short.
So, and probably the last question, can you name one woman that inspires you the most? Businesswoman or any woman?
And it can be more than one too. So.
Okay.
One or more than one. You know what? This is actually a challenging question for me to answer. Very challenging. I think what I would say, what would be easier for me to say is I'm very inspired by the women in my life who don't let their past be a living narrative in today. Doesn't determine their future chapters. So whatever they've gone through, they persevered, they have grit, they have a hope for their future. Those are the type of women in my life. They're friends, they're family, they're people that have really inspired me. And so for me, I love to be impacted by people whose stories inspire me with grit and perseverance. Right. I was told that I would have a 5% chance of having a baby at 45 years old. I didn't care what they said. And it was a miracle. And we had a baby. Wow. And some people might say, well, you're 45 years old, you're in your career, why would you do this? But for me, why let what other people say determine my future?
Absolutely. I mean, last time we had an interview, I saw your kid. I believe it was a daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 2 now.
She's so nice.
Thank you. And and it's a real blessing to be able to be in this time of my life and have you know, the experience that I choose. And, you know, that's why when I'm inspired by these women that, you know, they've maybe gone to school late in life, or there's things haven't turned out the way they imagined it would, but they still did something that was right, you know, for them, you know, and that's inspiring to me. They had grit. They said, you know what, I'm not going to give up. And so for me, like running my business and being a mom and being a wife and just living life in the community, helping others, impacting others, I'm inspired by the examples of other people. That helps me to also do those things and hopefully inspire others.
I'm sure you inspire others.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
That was beautiful.
Yeah. I love the speech. Yeah, that was beautiful. Thanks a lot, Jane.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.